hard on my heart, and I just felt called in a new direction. And I struggled with it for a couple of years, and then I finally made the decision to try something new. I had a really good friend who was actually president of Success Magazine. Have you ever read the Success Magazine? And he said, you would be great on the corporate side. You could train, you've lived it, you know what to teach people. He said, you should check out some companies. Well, Dallas actually has quite a few direct selling companies. So I had 5 offers. I just felt so elated that I had an opportunity. And only one was out of town, and it was a company called Pampered Chef. But they would allow me to work back and forth. They allowed me to work from home and come there. And so as I laid with the 5 different options I had, it really didn't come down to money or vacation or things like that, although that makes a difference, you know, because you need to have an income. I joined Pampered Chef for 2 reasons. I want you guys to understand this, because I so believe in direct sales, so believe in what you guys do, that I have to be authentic. The first reason I chose Pampered Chef over the other 4 that were all local was the sales force. And you guys probably don't know this, but in the direct selling world, particularly on the corporate side, if I were to go into a meeting and they go, who are you associated with, and I say Pampered Chef, other companies would want to talk to me because our sales force is known to be very productive, high integrity, really great longevity. Do you guys realize that other direct selling companies would love to get you? The sales force as a team, the 60,000, is one of the best and most respected in the industry. Does that surprise anybody?
Nope.
No. But you just need to be reminded, right? So you guys give yourselves a round of applause. You're high stuff. The second reason was the product. I cannot stand for a company that I don't believe in the product. Now, no one had ever or has ever asked me to host a Pampered Chef party. Never. The whole time I was in direct sales, 2 kids growing up, I knew a Pampered Chef, and I never even owned any Pampered Chef until the home office sent me my starter kit and said, you will go do shows and experience what the Salesforce experience. Of course, now we have a house full of Pampered Chef, which is really fun. But I wanted to represent a product line. So if I'm talking to a new consultant, Rachel, I can tell you with all honesty, this company is only going up. And the reason I believe that is the product is so unique, and also based because of something called Food Network. Food Network has changed how the next generation looks at cooking. And I know you're a little bit younger, so I can pick on you. My sons only know good quality things because they would watch Emerald, Rachel Ray, right? They know the value of a good knife. When I was growing up, we only had garlic powder. I didn't even know there was a garlic press. And now how many of you remember garlic powder? Anybody your mom's going?
Oh, yeah.
My kids don't know what garlic powder is. If I gave them a thing of garlic powder, they would probably like, that's disgusting. We need really fresh quality items. So because of that, I know this product's going to continue to be fabulous. So what's that mean to you? You guys have a tremendous room for growth. There's only 60,000 consultants. That is nothing compared to some other direct selling companies that have 500,000 and 1 million just in the U.S. There's so many people that don't even know about Pampered Chef. So if you want to build an organization like these leaders, I would be doing it fast and furious. Because you're not only on the ground floor, in my opinion, but people know this company. And the product is known, all the kinks are kind of worked out. I mean, think about what Doris and her first recruits went through. It was a lot different than you guys. So dream big, you never know. You know, perhaps leadership is something that you guys are called to. And last that I now can add this on is I had the privilege of meeting Doris at Leadership in September. And I had never met Doris. Doris is retired. How many of you have met Doris? Wow.
Seen her.
But
But
I
I
a lot
know.
of trips with her. So sweet.
And to me, it sealed the deal when I met her. We were just fortunate enough to be backstage with her, and she came right up to Lisa Hendrickson and I and introduced herself. And she's so passionate about this company and so wants it to continue for the next generation. And you know, it's time for her to enjoy her life and her grandchildren. But you guys have to know that she has breathed that into it. And I'm so glad that our leaders are knowing her, because they'll continue to breathe it into her, into this company. So this company is going to go great places. I hope you really believe that. If I was to advise someone to go into direct sales, I would pick Pampered Chef as the #1. Definitely without a doubt. So let's talk about, though, the booking. I heard a lot about the booking. And I hope you guys are going to take some notes. This is going to be a little interactive, because I don't like to just teach you guys. I want you to think about it. Because we all have barriers. You all came in here maybe with something that's holding you back. But my first question is, why did you come here, besides you guys have fun? Is there anything else you were looking for? Thinking home office would be here? What were you looking for the moment you came into this? Or drove an hour and a half here? Tell me what you were looking for.
A roaster is what they were looking for.
The roaster, we know the roaster.
Energy, ideas.
Energy, ideas, tips, motivation. And I have to say, I've been blessed to work with some really great leadership already in this company. You guys really have the total package. You care about each other, you recognize each other, you have the fun, you're not taking it so serious, but then you know where you want to place. And that is, of course, a leadership, but you guys are also stepping up and being part of that team, so that's fabulous. Okay, so if you came in here kind of expecting some things, and we have identified that most people have a barrier. In other words, you're thinking, I'd like to do 5 shows a month or 10 shows a month, but I can't, right? You can all think of something. Or I'd like to build a team, but I can't. So you probably have a barrier. And I really want you to kind of think of why that happens. What has held you back? And let's go back in history first. Think back into earlier days, high school, first married. Is there something you wanted to do but you didn't do because you had this image of why you couldn't do it?
Mm-hmm.
Tried out for cheerleading, a play, wanted to date somebody. Somebody shared, can you think of anything that you wanted to do but you didn't do because you felt like you couldn't do
I
it?
was going to move to the beach.
Fear, and I'm hoping that it'll motivate you to go out and feel the fear and do it anyway. But it's the fear of failure. Some people do have a fear of success. So in other words, you promote to director, and you're fearful that I can't handle that position with everything else I'm doing. So how many of you would say you definitely have a fear of failure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? How many of you have a fear of success? It's interesting. It's usually about 20%. So you need to identify that, because these are things you can go work with your director on. Again, I can't teach you how to do a great show, but what I like to teach you on is what's going on between here, because if you can get this on right, you can do anything. How many of you have been in that zone before in Pampered chat, and it just seems like things are happening, it's wrong things.
Consistency.
No clue.
Anything? Oh, you're so
She
new.
just started.
You're so new.
She wants a strong start.
Okay,
There you go.
Carly, If I can guarantee your success, what would it be? Where on the career path do you see yourself?
I want to be a national executive.
National executive, Leanne? Same thing that you can be doing this, okay? Same thing. Quit your job?
Consistent.
Just consistent. So what would you
Like having more shows, like, nobody cancel on.
So if they book with you, they have to hold, or we
Right.
can bring them. There, that would be
Like
really
that.
good. So let me ask you this. Why why do you want consistency? What do you get out of that personally?
I like to, I mean, it's, to me, it's not about, I mean, I like making money, but I like being, I don't really party, but I like going and doing my shows. Just gives me a chance to get out and like meet people. Like, I would never met Cindy, and I love her to death. I'm glad I met her, but I would never met her if, you know, I hadn't seen her at the show.
So is it more about for you a social part,
It's
or
more for me, like,
making yourself feel good about yourself? Feeling, do you work another job?
Yes, I
Okay.
like Taylor too.
Okay. Wow, you're busy.
Yes.
I think, you know, it is not always money. Sometimes you have to know, why are you doing this? And sometimes when you don't really can't define it, you don't move forward because there's nothing pulling you. But maybe for you, it's social and you know, blessing other people with it, because you have a great energy about it. Okay.
Just be able to stay home with kids.
Stay
I mean, I'm
home.
home with them now, but just continue to be able to stay home.
How old are your kids?
3 and almost 2.
Okay. And is there anything specifically financial you'd want to give them based upon being home, or just the time?
Just the time.
Be there for
Mostly
them?
just the time.
Okay, great. You're next. And no, you can't say what the other one said it. No.
I want to be able to quit my job also, but I also like part of meeting with people and being around other
It
people.
is a fun job. I mean, what these directors are doing it solely, it is a fun job, okay?
Honestly, to be able to still stay home with my kids, I actually, when I got, recruited, I, had just quit my job because my baby had colic so bad that nobody would keep her. So it's just kinda be able to stay home with my kids and have enough money to pay the bills.
So that's a kind of priority you see raising your family. Okay, fabulous.
Of course, make extra money, be able to have less stress, and be able to quit my job.
Same thing, okay. It is kind of nice when you have a cushion money in the bank account, isn't it? It's a totally freeing feeling. I wish we didn't have money, it just is so troublesome. Emily?
I do it, I would really agree with Angela and about doing it because be social, people to meet new people. Yeah, but not just getting out, but just meeting new people, I mean,
And maybe adding value to that?
and, I'm looking for the trips. I want
That's a
to,
great reason.
I want to be able to travel.
Yeah. I've met quite a few people that they say that's the main reason they do it. These trips are things that their husband or their family would never do. And if nothing else, even if you keep it a full-time job, I want to tell everybody to keep a job, because many of you have great jobs and you bring value to your communities. But what if that is the only reason that you can have a lifetime of trips? That you can take somebody special and just explore the whole world. Be
And
fabulous.
you're spending time with them.
Yeah, you're creating life moments.
Right.
Yeah. And I know we're just getting you back off your sabbatical, so thank you for being, you know, I always say I'll take a recommitted person any day of the week.
I want to have extra money, and I want to quit my part-time job that I have now. Make that 10% my full-time part-time job.
Full-time, part-time job.
Like mom's going to college.
Okay, yes, I went to college too. Amy?
I like just to help others, and I think when I started to do it, it was just to get out of the house a little bit, and I love the recognition, I love the, not even just for myself, but just like cheering other people on, just congratulating them on what they did. I mean, and hearing Erin talk so passionately about the trips, and that was just real motivating to me, because all that she's got to experience.
You have a servant heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Originally I got it for money, but now it's like an outlet for me to get out, because I teach all day long, and then I go home, I have 4 kids at home. So now it's just a matter of, let me get out of the house and have some quiet.
And you come to the meetings?
It's a lot quieter here, trust me. It's not, Mommy,
I've been to her house, I've been to her house 5
But
times.
they love you, Erin.
They do love me.
I think I would like a consistent schedule. It's something to do. I was young when I was 21, I had my son, and then I got into a relationship, and it's always them and not me. So it just kind of gives me something to call my own and have something to do.
And it's good, you know, again, I raise children, but it's nice now that my children are gone, they're not worried about me. They know I'm very busy and have something, you know, I do, I'm not sitting at home, and there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I wanted to have something after they left, or they wouldn't have put me on the medication